How about this? 20 years ago today, Southern California's longest-running early morning news program began, but Today in LA didn't always look this way.
That's right. When it premiered on June 30th, 1986, Kent Schockneck and Pat DeSilva combined a magazine show with live news cut-ins. And as you're about to see, the emphasis soon turned around.
And you'll recognize some very familiar faces in some very different roles. Here is a look back.
Doctors at Loma Linda University have isolated a growth factor.
We were the first, and everybody said we were nuts when we went on the air, but soon after that, everybody else was on the air too.
Good morning, modeling. It's a business where image is one's livelihood.
Carla Aragon, Kent Schockneck, Fred Rogan, sports. This is Today in LA.
Good morning. It's 6:30 Tuesday, Flag Day, June 14th, today in LA.
It's Rodney King Day in Omaha, Nebraska. Well,
right now, go ahead.
Yeah, 100 Korean businesses were destroyed by looting and fires. Fernell Chapman is standing by in the Koreatown area of the city. Good morning, Chat.
Well, let's simply say morning, because it is not especially a good morning in Koreatown. Problems on the morning drive today, as Vicki's been pointing out. Many of the problems storm-related. Here's Paul at Metro. Paul?
Well, kind of a different problem now out in Santa Clarita.
Right before we go to Windy Takuta.
Also the Tribune from yesterday.
The Tribune. It says here, Quake, special edition. This is especially amazing because the Daily News is located in the San Fernando Valley.
We have to get back to where things were before the earthquake.
This is Today in LA, rated #1 in Southern California.
And a very good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to Today in LA. It's Thursday, June 23rd. I'm Kent Schockneck.
I'm Kathy Vara. We start our second half hour of news with an update on the weather. Paul Johnson this morning sitting in for Christopher. It's going to be a smoker. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. It is going to be very hot. In fact, as we get into the weekend, it is going to cook even more, especially out in the Inland Valley.
Moving on to the news this morning, the Simpson-Goldman murder case is still being played out in public. Meanwhile, Simpson made a second court appearance yesterday with his attorney. We go live now to Doug Kriegel, who is out the criminal courts building downtown. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Kathy. If the grand jury meeting here in secret indicts O.J. Simpson on murder charges, the case will go directly to trial.
Now, Southern California's #1 early morning newscast, Kent Schockneck, Kathy Vara, Christopher Nance, Paul Johnson. This is Today in LA.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
The time is 6:07. You're watching Today in LA with David Cruz, Kelly Mack, Christopher Nance, AccuWeather, and Paul Johnson, Metro Traffic.
Now the latest news headlines and stories ahead on Today in LA.
Good morning. I'm Sonia Crawford, live in Pomona with Babette, who I'm not doing a very good job holding. We're going to meet her and some other kids from the petting zoo coming up. And I'm Jennifer Bjorklund, live in North Hollywood. A very tough act to follow, but we have a good story. A good Samaritan interfering in an attack on a woman. An arrest was made and the woman was unhurt. We'll have a live report coming up.
Live from NBC4. This is Today in LA.
Good morning. It's Friday, January 23rd. I'm Kelly Mack.
And I'm Chris Schauble. Lots of news to tell you about, including new developments in the Mars rover. But first, a quick look at your forecast with Rachel Vosing. Good morning, Rach.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Kelly. And good morning to you. Happy Friday to you.
And it's another day in court for Lakers star Kobe Bryant in his sexual assault case.
Governor Schwarzenegger continued his campaign to convince voters that his 2 budget propositions are best for California.
It's 6:35, and as usual, there are some problems in traffic to tell you about. Here's Paul Johnson.
All right, already busy time on our freeways this morning.
Well, we've always thought that a lot of people in the morning, especially housewives, mothers, anybody who's going to work, get up, check the news, usually listen to the traffic reports, see what's going on with the weather. Very important in the morning.
Wow. Where do you start after seeing all of that? You know, a couple of obvious things. You know, you had a good observation.
What's that?
The one where you said you were skinnier and I was fatter.